Upon completion of this section, the trainee should have a good understanding of safe working practices, safety and protective devices available to protect against potential hazards aboard a ship, precautions to take prior to entering enclosed spaces, familiarization with international measures concerning accident prevention and occupational health. It is important to follow safe working routines and practices at all times to assure both your and others' safety on board the ship. Important elements in the formula for safe working practices include safe work analysis, identifying hazards that might occur, making sure the personnel responsible for the work is aware of all its potential dangers, preventing accidents. There are various safety and protective equipment devices available to protect against hazards on board a ship. Safety and protective equipment must always be in good condition and be stored in places where it is easily accessible. All personnel on board are obliged to use the protective equipment available on board. The safety and protective equipment can be divided up into the following categories: personal safety and protective equipment, job-related safety and protective equipment. Personal safety and protective equipment includes items such as helmet, safety boots, gloves, boiler suit, safety glasses, ear protection. Job-related safety and protective equipment includes items such as lifeline, harness, fall arresters, respiratory protection, such as a dust filter, dust mask, and breathing appliances. It is important to know the difference between when to use dust masks and when to use breathing apparatuses. It is important that all personnel on board are aware of the dangers of entering enclosed spaces, which precautions to take, and what safety equipment to use. An enclosed space is one with restricted access that is not subject to continuous ventilation and in which the atmosphere may be hazardous due to oxygen deficiency or the presence of hydrocarbon gas, toxic gases, or inert gas. This definition includes areas such as cargo tanks, ballast tanks, fuel tanks, water tanks, lubricating oil tanks, sewage tanks, cofferdams, etc. Many of the fatalities in enclosed spaces have resulted from entering the space without proper supervision or adherence to agreed procedures. The procedure for entering enclosed spaces and which safety equipment to use may vary from company to company and ship type to ship type. Here are some important questions to ask before entering. Has the space been thoroughly ventilated and oxygen level measured? Have arrangements been made for continuous ventilation? Are rescue and resuscitation equipment available for immediate use beside the compartment entrance? Has a system of communication between a person at the entrance and those in the space been agreed? Make sure you are familiar with your vessel's procedures before entering enclosed spaces. In trying to reduce the number of accidents, it is important that not only accidents but also near accidents are reported. Accidents should not have to take place before actions are taken to remove or reduce hazards. Some accidents can be avoided if the possible hazard is reported. Studies have shown that there is a close connection between near accidents and serious or major injuries. Many injuries and accidents could have been avoided if near accidents had been reported.